I will not talk about the NSA because I have my own opinions about big data. I mean, I should share it. I think that the NSA is collecting so much information that at the end our privacy is protected by all the complexity of the plan. So I'm not so very much afraid. I learned that they collect 200 million text messages a day, and I think it's impossible to read them all. So I feel quite protected by that. But that was not my task here to comment on that. I was asked to comment on quality assessment. And I will mainly address the two issues that are raised by the future panel, namely how to avoid hype and how to discern hype from reality, and how to define the validity and the reliability of tests. I will not comment so much on the second question, second issue, because I think that there is considerable agreement on what defines validity, reliability, and utility of tests. There may be discussions in the details which measures exactly to use, but when you compare all the frameworks that deal with the assessment of genetic testing and also medical testing in general, there is considerable agreement. I would like to comment on the first issue, how to avoid hype. That depends a bit what we define as a hype, and I consider a hype a premature application of genetic testing. And I think, in all honesty, we cannot avoid these. Because avoiding means preventing them from happening, and you never know which test will reach the market at which moment. So we should not aim to do that. I think what we should do is, so if they don't have any harm, then we should let them go. And that is also a discussion that was recently here in the United States. I think you all have seen it in Europe as well, about 23andMe, who was a test, a personal genome test that was on the market already since 2007. And the FDA in November halted the marketing of the test because they said you have not demonstrated as the evidence that your test actually works. And then there was a very interesting debate because a lot of people did not accept that decision. They considered it their DNA and their test. And this week in Nature, there was an article of two professors commenting that they said there is no harm involved in this test. So please, FDA, let this market go. Well, to a certain extent that is true, but I think there is maybe no distress and no harm of such kind, but there is enormous harm to the healthcare system, and that is where we should be worried about. Because when premature tests that are not predictive enough and get hyped, and we should be very honest about it, I do not know examples of genetic tests that are hyped too much. Then, when the companies advise their clients to go to the doctor when they are at increased risk, then we have a serious problem of harm that is related to the healthcare system. Because a lot of people will go to the doctor totally unnecessary, and that brings in costs that we don't want as a healthcare system. So when tests are bad and that they have poor prediction, many people go to the doctor and should not go there. And that is because the commercial domain and the healthcare domain are not two separate systems. They are totally related when one advises to go to the other. And I think that we should there put regulatory mechanisms in place or assessments in place like the FDA has done, and I'm sure that in Europe with the EMA we have the same, that there is a standard and a board that says where is your evidence, otherwise you cannot market this test. Because I think when you refer that your client should go to the doctor, the company should apply the same standards of care and the standards of test results and recommendations as are applied in healthcare, because the follow-up costs are being paid by us all. And that is my advice also here. We should ensure that we have the regulatory mechanisms in place to prevent those things from happening. And last year there have been several initiatives. I forgot the report, but I'm sure there are people in the audience who remember that.
there have been people working on how to regulate this market of direct-to-consumer testing. And one of the recommendations that we made also on a European level about quality criteria for health tests and genetic tests in general, commercial genetic tests in general, is that we require that if people send, based on test results, send their clients to the doctor, that the doctor needs evidence-based, and should have evidence-based recommendations on what to do with it. And that is where we can discern hype from reality. In that place. So we cannot prevent hype in the commercial domain, but we can prevent that hype for premature applications and for healthcare. And for that we need good mechanisms in place. And at the same time, that's my second important recommendation, we need to be clear and inform the audience about the value of premature genetic tests. They need to understand why tests cannot be sufficient predicted enough. Of course, it's your DNA, but the FDA makes these decisions, like in 23andMe case, also for a reason. And I think information to the public, to patients, to doctors, on an objective basis should be really a focus of attention. And that are my two important points.